Winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field, found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown, good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, a quick announcement. We are really excited to host the D2-7 Subdistrict final this evening. I'm going to ask special consideration from the fans.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bow's gonna win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field, found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown, good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the three, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three, hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the three, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three, hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhills. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A 3. Got it. His 3rd from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it. And looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the 3, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep 3, hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the
Good evening and welcome into our special video broadcast of the girls D2-7 Subdistrict Basketball Championship from Sandhills Public High School in Dunning. Tonight's matchup features the number 1 seed, the host, Sandhills Thedford Lady Knights with a record of 16-5, taking on the number 2 seed, the Lady Bulldogs of Pleasanton with a record of 14-8. We thank you for being with us. With our videographer, Grant Winterer, I'm Larry Kottner. We glad you tuned in for our special video broadcast on Sandhills Express on the YouTube and Facebook pages, as well as on the Twitter site for KBBN Sports. And as you watch the video, up in your upper right-hand corner throughout the broadcast, there will be rotating the various different sponsors. And without them, this video broadcast is not possible. So make sure you take a quick look at them and thank them for making this video broadcast possible here this evening. They do include Midwest Partitions, Healing Hearts and Families, Crossroads Auto Repair Specialists, Consolidated, Sandhills Public School, BD of Broken Bow, The Spur in Dunning, Security First Bank in Thedford, Pleasanton Livestock Service, Bubba's Smoke Shack in Pleasanton. Also, the Grocery Cart, Culligan, Del Moniger, and Tim Wright are your representatives. Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Palmer Monument, Mead Lumber, Lines Appliance in Broken Bow, the Nebraska State Bank, Agland ATV, Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers, Insurance of the Heartland, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, the Broken Bow Livestock, as well as Moline Seed and Fence. The matchup here this evening featuring Sandhills Thedford, as we mentioned, 16-5 on the year. They won by getting here over Ansley Litchfield in the semifinals Tuesday evening, 37-28. And Pleasanton advanced to this final with a semifinal win over Ansoma Myrna on Tuesday evening, 63-56. These two teams have not matched up at all this year. This will be their first outing of the season. And we will pause and listen to our national anthem ahead of tonight's matchup between the Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Knights. A very good rendition of our national anthem played by the Sandhills Thedford Pep Band ahead of our broadcast here tonight, our video broadcast of the D2-7 Girls Subdistrict Championship between Sandhills Thedford and Pleasanton. As you might have noticed from the scores, Pleasanton really got out and scored a lot of points in their matchup the other day, while Sandhills Thedford a little more on the defensive side. They're going to want to get it inside a little bit more. Pleasanton, they'll have to deal with that inside game of Sandhills Thedford. But on the other hand, Sandhills Thedford is going to have to deal with trying to get the ball across the court against a very good pressing Pleasanton team that likes to shoot outside. Let's take a look at the starters as they're being announced here. Natalie Rasmussen, a junior. Reagan Weisdorfer, a senior. Tyra Secatera, she is a sophomore. Lauren Smith, a junior. And J.C. Flood is a junior for Pleasanton, who is coached by Jordan Arnsdorf, assisted by Brianna Dinas and Randy Bauer. And that is a look at the starting lineups for Pleasanton. And now for the homestanding Sandhills Thedford Lady Knights, they'll go with junior Chelsea Tion. Also, it'll be Carly Hakey. She is a sophomore. Tinley Rasmussen. She is a senior on this Sandhills Thedford up. And then we were not sure who the other starter would be, and it will be Emily Leach. She is a senior. Coach Cale Anderson was not sure if she would start tonight, and even if she would play, and she is good to go. And the last starter, of course, is Dale Hakey. She is the factor inside. She is a junior. Head coach is Cale Anderson. He is assisted by Lauren Hayden. We're glad to have you along here tonight on Sandhills Express. In the center circle, Rasmussen and Weisdorfer, and the tap is controlled by Flood for Pleasanton. Pleasanton on the offensive end, man-to-man defense being shown by Sandhills Thedford. In the corner, Rasmussen up top to Flood, left side for Weisdorfer. Weisdorfer on the move. Works it to Rasmussen. Flood out near the timeline. In the man-to-man defense. Good crowd on hand, as you can see. Weisdorfer with the drive into the paint. She doesn't get the shot to go, but she will draw the foul. That foul will go on Dale Hakey, and that will put Reagan Weisdorfer to the free throw line. First one on the way is good, and Pleasanton is on the board. Second one on the way, no good. The rebound brought down by Leach. Outlet to Hakey. Hakey bumped by Rasmussen, and the first foul now on Pleasanton. So each team has a team foul in the first 34 seconds of this contest. Inbounds. Hakey will bring it across the timeline. For Rasmussen, they'll play catch on the perimeter. Feed into the paint for Hakey. It's tipped away and now taken away by Pleasanton. And a late whistle, but a foul will be called on Leach, as losing control was Flood. So 2 team fouls on Sandhills Thedford, 1 on Leach. Rasmussen on the drive, hanging shot, no good. Tipped around and still loose. They dive for the ball, and out of bounds it'll belong to Sandhills Thedford. We've played a little bit more than a minute, 1-0 in favor of Pleasanton. Full court pressure, 2-2-1. Sandhills Thedford breaks it. They've got numbers, but didn't take advantage of it in time. Rasmussen in the corner, and a holding foul away from the ball is going to be called on Lauren Smith. So the second team foul on Pleasanton. So 4 fouls already whistled in the early going here. Carly Hakey from 15, no good. Long rebound run down by Secatera. Weisdorfer into the forecourt for Rasmussen, and they'll play catch out on the perimeter. Again, they'll work against the man-to-man D. Out top, Flood looked at a 3. Now Rasmussen will launch one and hit it. Natalie Rasmussen from three-point land, and it's a 4-0 Pleasanton lead. At the other end, Hakey has it stripped away by Weisdorfer. Ahead for Rasmussen, lays it up and in. Natalie Rasmussen taking advantage, and a timeout, Cale Anderson. 6:09 to go here in the opening quarter. 6-0. Pleasanton leading Sandhills Thedford here on Sandhills Express. Pleasanton out to the quick advantage here, 6-0. Sandhills Thedford looking for their first points. Tipped away by Flood. Ahead to Rasmussen. Takes it in, too strong. Rebound taken out of there by Rasmussen. That's Tinley Rasmussen. There's a Rasmussen on each team. Tinley for Sandhills Thedford and Natalie for Pleasanton. A foul will be called on the Lady Bulldogs. Did not see who they gave that foul to. That will go to Secatera, and now Rasmussen stepped on the sideline. Another turnover for the Lady Knights. Well, that was one of the things we discussed here just before the game, how well Sandhills Thedford could handle the pressure of Pleasanton, and so far they've struggled with it. They have not been able to get into their half court to try to get their inside game going. Weisdorfer along the baseline with the drive, bounce down low to Secatera, and she's quickly tied up. And the ball will belong to Sandhills Thedford as Charlesy Tion was able to reach in and force the alternating possession rule. In the backcourt, ball tipped away by Rasmussen. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Lady Knights. Rasmussen ahead to Tion. Double team, back over to Rasmussen. Ball tipped away, she runs it back down, still in the backcourt. Fights her way through the defense, and a foul is going to be called as that will go on Weisdorfer. Rasmussen just tried to go straight forward. Weisdorfer was there. That's her first foul. Team foul number 4 already on Pleasanton. Nobody, though, with more than one. It'll be Hakey across the timeline over to Rasmussen. She'll drive in the paint, put up the shot, no good. Hakey the rebound, up and in. Dale Hakey with her first 2 of the ball game. 6-2 the score. Weisdorfer loses the ball, and she ran into one of the players inside, and Sandhills Thedford the other direction. Tion over to Hakey into the paint, 5-footer up too strong. Rebound out of bounds off of Sandhills Thedford. No backcourt pressure as Pleasanton will bring it up court. Substitutions for both teams. Weisdorfer will bring it across the timeline and be picked up there by Tinley Rasmussen. Off to the left side, new player in there, that's Cassidy Pates. Secatera back out to Rasmussen, that's Natalie. She has already got 8 points in this game, 2 threes. It's a 9-2 lead for Pleasanton. Hakey over left side for Tinley Rasmussen. Backs up, 15-footer off the mark, and a foul on the rebound. And that will go on Charlesy Tion, I believe. No, check that. That is on Pleasanton. That will go against Secatera. She picks up her second. Team foul number 5 now on Pleasanton. And actually, the foul was on the shot. And Tinley Rasmussen will shoot 2. Free throw is no good, off the mark. She'll have a second free throw. 9-2, Pleasanton with the lead. Winner of this advances to the district. The loser will have to sit and wait. Second one is good. Makes it a 9-3 game. Across the timeline, Natalie Rasmussen, and a reach-in foul on Sandhills Thedford. And that will go on Charlesy Tion. And one thing Sandhills Thedford cannot afford, they only have 9 people available, so they do not have a deep bench. They cannot get into foul trouble in this contest. Pleasanton has a little more advantage there. On the drive, Weisdorfer, great move. She'll take it to the hole and score her second and third points of the ball game. She's got 3, 9. check that. It should be 11-2 or 11-3. They've got the score that they gave that to Pleasanton. Tinley Rasmussen's three, no good. Rebound fought for into the hands of Hakey. Down low to Lainey Dahlberg, who's checked in. Gets it back from Tion, puts it up, no good, and a foul on Pleasanton. And they still don't have the score quite right. The score should be 11-3 instead of 9-5. A second foul will go on Lauren Smith. 16 foul. Dahlberg's free throw, no good. It bounced all around the rim, but would not fall for her. She'll have a second one. Now they've got the score now almost correct. If she makes this free throw, it is, but missed it. But the rebound by Tinsley Rasmussen as she put it home. 11-5 should be the score. Three-pointer put up that time by Brittany Riley. It goes out of bounds off of Pleasanton. 3:14 right now. They discussed it. The officials have a chat, and it will belong to Pleasanton at the 3:14 mark. Inbounds will go to Rasmussen. That's Natalie. Again, there's a Rasmussen on each side. Weisdorfer out top, looked at the three. Now, three ball good from the left wing by Brittany Riley, just a freshman. Makes it a 14-5 game. And now a travel by Lainey Dahlberg. And again, if you're still looking at the scoreboard, it says 14-6, but I'm sure it's 14-5. And a timeout is going to be taken. 2:53 remaining in the first quarter. We come back to Dunning, and now they've got the score corrected on the board. It's 14-5 in favor of the Lady Bulldogs of Pleasanton. Weisdorfer on the drive. Gives it off to Rasmussen, who's been hot in this ball game. Pleasanton, they shoot from the outside. They've hit 3 threes so far in this game. Riley, another one, and she puts it home. Brittany Riley with 2 in a row. She's got 6, and it's a double-digit lead. Into the forecourt, a double dribble on Dahlberg. And right now, everything going Pleasanton's way, leading 17-5. Slowly bringing it up will be Weisdorfer. Spin move to the free throw line, back out to Flood, to Riley. Weisdorfer looking inside against that man-to-man. Lost the ball, it's loose. They go to the floor and a foul, and that's going to go on Weisdorfer. That will be her second, trying to get that ball back. And at the 2:04 mark of the first quarter, Sandhills Thedford is already into the 1-1 bonus. And the official coming over to give Jordan Arnsdorf the explanation, advising that she undercut her going for the ball. So Rasmussen at the free throw line. Puts up the first, gets it. She's got 4 of the 6 points for Sandhills Thedford. Makes it a 17-6 game. Second one on the way. That one's short. Rebound, though, to Dale Hakey. Hakey out top. They work it around the perimeter. Into the paint. Lainey Dahlberg partially blocked. And then off of Dahlberg out of bounds. Minute 53 remaining here in the opening quarter. Cadence Dixon, who played briefly in the game on Tuesday, comes into the lineup. Another one of the freshmen for Pleasanton, a very young team. Weisdorfer, the only senior on this Lady Bulldog squad. Natalie Rasmussen against Tinley Rasmussen. Finds Dixon. Out to Riley, who's been hot. She doesn't make that one. Taken out of there by Dahlberg. Ahead to Tinley Rasmussen. Working against Natalie Rasmussen. 2-3 zone being played by Pleasanton. Tion will launch the three. It's off the mark. Taken out of there by Dixon. Minute 22 remaining in the opening quarter. Riley again, three. She's feeling it. Off the bench, she has 9 first quarter points, all from three-point land. And now the ball's tipped away and taken away. Secatera over to Rasmussen for a three. In and out, no good. Rebound, Dixon. Got it. She's fouled. It'll count. Everything going Pleasanton's way here early on. Cadence Dixon will try to complete the three-point play, and that is foul number 2 on Dale Hakey, as she'll have to come out. Hakey, the only player in with more than one foul for Sandhills Thedford. The free throw no good. Emily Leach, who checked in for, gets the rebound. And almost thrown away, but Tion's there. Out to Carly Hakey. In the paint to Dahlberg, driving to the hole. She'll lay it in for her first 2 points of the ball game. 20-8 our score. Lady Bulldogs with the ball. Riley, they guard her a little tighter now. On the drive, Pates cut off, back out to Riley. Leach on her in the man-to-man. Up top, Riley gets it back over to Pates. Dahlberg plays her defensively. Now Secretary into the lane, 10-footer, left it short. And Dahlberg the rebound, feed ahead. Tinley Rasmussen, drive, nice skip move, couldn't get it to go though. And it's taken out of there by Secatera. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Gonna have to get off a shot. There's Riley. She's been hot, but she was off on that one. And that's the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play at Sandhills High School, the number 2 seed, Pleasanton, leading the top seed, Sandhills Thedford, 20-8. Scoring after the first quarter, leading the way for Pleasanton with 9 points is Brittany Riley. 3 threes off the bench. Natalie Rasmussen also with 8. For Sandhills Thedford, they're led here at the quarter break by Tinley Rasmussen with 4. And as you're looking at the scoreboard, they have the corrected score. It is 22-8 going in to the second quarter instead of 22-8. 22-8, they got that corrected, and so did I. High post, it's Smith, gives off for Weisendorfer. Drives, puts it up, no good, and it's cleared out of there by Dahlberg. Hakey ahead to Leach, she'll slow it up, finds Dahlberg. Now off to Hakey, and Carly Hakey called for the walk. Pleasanton will head the other direction. No backcourt pressure at all. They'll meet resistance at the timeline in that half-court man-to-man. Weisdorfer, who had a big game the other night against Anselmo Myrna with 22. So far, just 2 points in this one. Check that, 3 points in this one. She looked at a 3 there, but decided not to go with it. Drives into the paint all the way to the hoop. scoops underneath, puts it up for grabs, and it's taken out of there by Leach, then knocked away by Weisdorfer, who comes away with the steal, puts it up and in. Weisdorfer with the steal and the hoop. She's got 5. 24-8 the score in favor of Pleasanton. They work it around the perimeter, does Sandhills Thedford. The ball stolen away by Weisdorfer. Down the right side, takes it in, puts it up and in, even though she was being challenged from behind. Great recognition by Reagan Weisdorfer as she puts it home. 26-8 into the paint. Dahlberg off to Rasmussen. Too strong. Rebound though. Dahlberg up and in. Her third and fourth points. 26-10 the score. And we talked about Sandhills Thedford could be tough inside, but they haven't had very many opportunities to get looks like that. Down low, turnaround fadeaway by Secretary, no good. Smith saves it in. Ball's loose on the floor in a tie-up situation. Secretary as well as Carly Hakey, and it will belong to the Lady Knights. Cassidy Pates will check in for Pleasanton. 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first half. Lady Bulldogs have been in control of this one from the start. They lead at 26-10. Sandhills Thedford into the forecourt. Ball knocked away by Pates and will stay with the Lady Knights. Rasmussen gets it into Hakey. Back to Rasmussen. Onto the drive, hanging 10-footer, left short. Rebound, though, up and in. Dahlberg once again. And Lainey Dahlberg, freshman, has 6. 26-12 now the score. Up top, going for the steal. Rasmussen comes away with it. Doesn't have the numbers. Now a delayed dribble. Gets it down low to Dahlberg. Back to Rasmussen. Drives the baseline. Shot is short. And the rebound taken out of there by Smith for Pleasanton. Flood across the center court line. Holds it up. Check that. That's Pates. Pates on the drive. Hanging shot up and in. Oh, high off the glass. Everything going in right now for the Lady Bulldogs. They lead at 28-12. Tion tries to take it in. Couldn't get it to go. Smith ahead to Rasmussen. Up and in. She's in double figures with 10. And it's a 30-12 lead, the biggest of the night for Pleasanton. Ties the biggest. It was 26-8 at one time. Dahlberg off the glass for 2 more. And there we talked about how difficult Sandhills Thedford would be in low. They just haven't had as many looks at it. Dahlberg with 8 of the 14. Out top, left side, Flood. Works it over to the left side now, controlling. That's Rasmussen on the give and go. Smith, she almost gets that one to go from 15. Dahlberg with the board, and here comes Sandhills Thedford. Quickly ahead to Tion, finds Dahlberg, trailing the play, couldn't get it to go. Leach tried to get it, put it up, and on the second rebound, she'll be called for the foul. Leach was just going for the ball, coming back and went over Pates. And a timeout will be taken by Pleasanton, but they are in charge here. 4:07 remaining first half. 30-14, Lady Bulldogs on top. Just a quick 30-second timeout taken by Coach Arnsdorf. His team up on top by 16 with 4:07 remaining here in the first half. They have been hot from the inside and on the inside, and definitely from three-point land. 5 threes so far here in this ball game for Pleasanton. 2 by Natalie Rasmussen, 3 by Brittany Riley. On the drive, nice move by Secretary. She takes it in for 2 points. That's her first 2 of the ball game. 32-14. Anna Clark in the lineup now. Dale Hakey back in. Dahlberg partially blocked, couldn't get it to go. Clark gets the rebound and then has it knocked away by Secretera, so it'll stay with Sandhills Thedford. Baseline right side, it'll be Leach. She'll find Dahlberg right open in the middle and got it to go. And Dahlberg in double figures with 10 points. 32-16. Rasmussen into the forecourt. Gives off. Secretary, now 3 ball. Brittany Riley, she's off on this one. She was hot for a while, but her last 2 have been off the mark. And the Lady Knights will head the other direction with 3:09 remaining here in the first half. Clark will lead it ahead to Hakey. Now off to Dahlberg. She'll slow it down. Look for a cutter, and instead goes to Clark in the corner. Back to Dahlberg. Over to Leach, open from 17, off the glass. She gets her first 2 points of the ball game. Back-to-back buckets for Sandhills Thedford. They trail by 14, 32-18. Up top, Weisdorfer driving against Leach. Puts it up, no good. Rebound and a foul. We'll see who they get on this one, whether they're going to get Carly Hakey with that foul. It'll only be the 6th team foul on the Lady Knights. On Hakey, that'll be her first. Charleston Tion back in. Lainey Dahlberg will sit down. And check and see who. Well, it'll be free throws here for Brittany Riley. She'll be shooting 2 with 2:37 remaining in the half. Puts it up and no good. Halfway down and pop back out. She'll have a second opportunity here. Eyes the hoop, puts it up and good. (33-18) the score. Sandhills Thedford will trigger it in, down 15. They head to Hakey, knocked away, loose, and taken away by Smith on the floor. She'll get it to Dixon, and now Pates. Flood up top, works it left side for Secretera, cut off. They'll work it around the perimeter up top. Now Flood's got a lane, tipped on the pass by Hakey and taken by Leach. Gives it off to Carly Hakey. Into the paint. Tion open for a 10-footer, no good. Rebound stolen away there by Hakey. Dale Hakey couldn't get it to go, but she'll draw the foul from Cadence Dixon, and Dale Hakey will shoot 2 free throws. Only 2 points in the ball game for her so far tonight. Free throw is up and good. Makes it a 33-19 game. Tinley Rasmussen back in, Weisdorfer back in, Smith back in. Both coaches running in and out players here in this fast-paced first half. Second one by Dale Hakey is good. 33-20 now with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Into the forecourt, Flood drives the baseline. Feeds it up top, Secretera. Now back out Weisdorfer for a 3, that's off the mark. Fight for the loose ball and a tie-up, I believe. It will be Leach and Smith going to the floor to get it, and it will stay with Pleasanton. Dahlberg will come back in. Leach will sit down. Minute 46 to go, first half. Pleasanton wants to continue the roll they've been on. Sandhills Thedford would probably like to get it down to a single-digit deficit by halftime. Weisdorfer goes around the defense, has a lane, puts it up, no good, but she'll draw the foul. And we'll see who they call this one on. Well, I think they gave that to Dale Hakey, and that's going to be her third. She'll have to come out of the lineup. Free throw by Weisdorfer, no good. And Winter Binscoter going to check in for her for the first time here tonight. As Hakey will sit down probably for the rest of the half with those 3 fouls. Second free throw is good by Weisdorfer. Weisdorfer with 8 in the ball game. She'll come out and sit down. 34-20 with 1:35 to go in half number 1. Clark might have got away with a double dribble. Bounce down low, nice give. Shot put up, no good by Tion. Gets her own rebound, back out to Tinley Rasmussen. 3 ball is good. Tinley Rasmussen with a big one there. That's 7 points for her. And I believe that's the first 3 of the night for Sandhills Thedford. They're back within 11 with 1:10 remaining in the half. Over to Pates as we go down to 1 minute remaining. Flood. Top of the key, they work it over to Secretary. Her 3 is off. And now Pleasanton, who was hot as could be in the first quarter, has cooled off a little bit. Rasmussen, coast to coast, goes to the right hand and lays it in. And all of a sudden, the Lady Knights are back within single digits at 34-25. And now a turnover. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that looked like that went off Pates, but they will say that it will belong to Pleasanton. That happened right in front of the fans for Sandhills Thedford. 30 seconds remaining. Left side, Secretera. She'll lob in the paint. It's stolen away by Dahlberg. Ahead to Rasmussen. 20 seconds remaining. Tried to bounce it through traffic. I thought it hit somebody's leg. It'll take Natalie Rasmussen for an easy deuce. And she's got a dozen in the game. And we have a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And that's going to go on Natalie Rasmussen. That's just her first, but that means free throws with 10.2 remaining in the half. As going to the line will be Chelsea Tion. First free throw of the night is good, and that's her first point of the night. 36-26, 10.2 remaining. Second one, boy, that was a line drive, but went right on in. We'll see what Pleasanton can get done in these final seconds. Up by 9. Rasmussen into the forecourt, over to Pates. They'll get it to Rasmussen. She'll launch one, but it was after the buzzer and no good. 1 half of play. Pleasanton built a big 18-point lead, but Sandhills Thedford has cut it in half at halftime. The Lady Bulldogs 36, Sandhills Thedford 27. Now we'll take a break for our halftime, and towards the end of halftime, just before the start of the third quarter, we'll run down all the first half numbers for you here on our video broadcast of Sandhills Express. And we welcome you back to Dunning at Sandhills High School. Halftime score, 36-27 as Pleasanton leads Sandhills Thedford. Let's give you some first half numbers. Leading the way for Pleasanton, Natalie Rasmussen with 12 points. Off the bench, Brittany Riley with 10, 8 for Reagan Weisdorfer, and then 2 each for Tyra Secatera, Cassidy Pates, and Caden Stickson. For Sandhills Thedford, 10 points, Lainey Dahlberg, 9 from Tinley Rasmussen, 4 from Dale Hakey, and 2 each, Emily Leach and Charlesy Tion. Free throws, 3 of 7, Pleasanton in the first half, 6 of 9, Sandhills Thedford. We start the third quarter with the Lady Knights with the basketball. High post knocked away and stolen away by Weisdorfer, and then a reach-in foul called on Carly Hakey. So a quick turnover, and that was what caused a lot of problems for Sandhills Thedford in the first half, was turnovers. And the long one there off the left side, and that will go down for J.C. Flood, and so she gets her first 3 points of the ball game. Her first bucket of the afternoon or evening. Sandhills Thedford, they'll get it out to Rasmussen. Tinley could not get the 3 to go. And the board to Pleasanton as Weisdorfer will bring it across the timeline. That lead back up to 12. Give off to Rasmussen. That's Natalie. Again, both teams with a Rasmussen on their team. Playing up top. Weisdorfer gives over to J.C. Flood, who got into the scoring. I don't believe Flood even had a scoring opportunity in the first half. Now reach over the top, and a foul going to be called as Tion trying to knock the ball away from Rasmussen. And on Tion, that'll be her second foul. Team foul number 2 on the Lady Knights. Weisdorfer will throw it in. They'll work it around the perimeter. Secatera on the move. Flood will work it left side, picks up the dribble. Now looking for someone to cut to it. Finds Smith. Gives off Rasmussen. Tinley Rasmussen on her defensively. Weisdorfer on the drive. Cut off there by Dahlberg on the help. Rasmussen from the corner, no good. Nobody goes to the ball, and finally Carly Hakey comes away with it. Off to Tion. Tion over to Hakey. From the free throw line, got it. That is Carly Hakey's first 2 points of the ball game. Makes it a 39-29 contest. Weisdorfer has it stripped away. Rasmussen goes for it, steals it, dives underneath Natalie Rasmussen, gets it back, now knocked loose by Weisdorfer. Now they'll slow it up as Hakey controls. A lot of hustle on that play. Sandhills Thedford with it. Rasmussen in the corner into the paint. Finds Hakey, puts it up and in. Carly Hakey, no points in the first half, and she's got the first 2 buckets of the second half for the Lady Knights, and they're as close as they've been for a long time at 8 points at 39-31. Ball knocked away. Did Leach knock it off Weisdorfer? No, she knocked it off her own foot. And the ball will stay with Pleasanton. Leach smiles with the official. I had to try to sell it, she says. Weisdorfer trying to get it in, close to a 5 count. Gets it into Rasmussen, lays it up and in. That was almost a 5 count. They got it in, and they cash in. 10-point lead at 41-31. 14 for Natalie Rasmussen. Up top, Dahlberg. Over to Hakey on the drive to the hoop. Got it again. Carly Hakey, 6 points, all 6 points of the second half for Sandhills Thedford after not scoring in the first half. Smith up top, and she is run over by accident by Charlesy Tion. That's going to be Tion's third. Accidentally just backed right into her. Weisdorfer will toss it in front of the Pleasanton bench with 4:56 remaining in quarter number 3. Again, the winner of this advances to the district final, and 1 step away from state. And Hakey strips it away from Secretary. Did not have the numbers So she'll hold it up, find Rasmussen in the corner, almost lost it. She'll drive, she did lose it, and a reach-in foul on Pleasanton. And that's going to go on Weisdorfer, and that would be her third. So now she's got 3. Hakey has 3 for Sandhills Thedford. And Rasmussen to the free throw line for Sandhills Thedford. Tinley puts it up and in. She is now in double figures with 10. Makes it a 41-34 game. And Sandhills Thedford again climbing back into this one. They trailed by 18 in the first half. This was once a 26-8 game. Free throw is good. It was also a 28-10 game at one point. It's a 2-possession game now, and a steal by Hakey again. And she got with a high dribble, and she had to go up high to get the ball and just never really could get control of it. And is called for that palming the basketball. 41-35, Pleasanton leads, but the momentum right now with the Lady Knights. Weisdorfer will dribble it back on out. Tinley Rasmussen on her. Weisdorfer gets the screen, takes it in, forces it up, and will draw the foul on Lainey Dahlberg. And on Dahlberg, I believe that's just her first. At the free throw line, Weisdorfer, no good on the free throw. She's got 8 points in the game. 4:22 remaining, third quarter. This game is tightened up. Second free throw, no good. Rebound brought down by Dale Hakey. Off to Rasmussen. Into the forecourt. Into the corner for Clark. Clark to the dribble, into the paint, knocked away. It's loose. Hakey takes it, and then it's taken away by Weisdorfer. Reagan looks down court, gets a screen into the paint, back out, Secatera, 3, good! Tyra Secatera puts it down, 5 points in the game, and it's a 9-point lead, 3:56 remaining, third quarter, timeout on the court. 44-35 after the big 3 by Tyra Secatera, the sophomore for Pleasanton. Ups that lead back to 9 for the Lady Bulldogs. Full court pressure being applied. Sandhills Thedford beats it here, gets it over to Rasmussen, does Dahlberg, down low to Dale Hakey. Couldn't get it to go, but there's Dahlberg for the cleanup. Right there, and she's got a dozen in the ball game. Into the forecourt, controlling. Rasmussen over to Secatera, another 3, and again with the answer. 8 in the ball game. Back-to-back threes, and it's been different players all night long from three-point land. Now Tion from 3, no good. Long rebound comes out to Secatera. Pleasanton up by 10, 47-37. Bounce into the corner. Pates, and that's going to be a double dribble. In college, they let you get that. They let you get away with that. That once you fumble it off your hands, you can dribble it, but not in high school. Inbounds will go to Hakey. Lobs it ahead to Dahlberg on the drive. Pump fakes out to Hakey. She's had the hot hand. 15-footer. Not on that one. Rebound, though, to Rasmussen. Tinley driving through the paint and kissing it off the glass. She's got a dozen in the game. Makes it a 47-39 game, and now the Bulldogs throw it away. 2:39 remaining in the third quarter. Sandhills Thedford to toss it in. Hakey, they work it to Dahlberg, ahead to Tion, down low to Dale Hakey, posts up, couldn't get it to go, too strong on the shot, got her own rebound again, and a whistle. And that was the part we talked about in the pregame, or just before the game, that would be an area that maybe Sandhills Thedford could take advantage. It took them a while to get going on that. The foul is going to be on the rebound. It will go against Cadence Dixon, who comes out of the lineup. Inbounds, Rasmussen open, puts it up, no good, but a reach-in foul on Secatera. And Tinley Rasmussen, who had a good look there, will go to the line to shoot two. Chance to cut into this Pleasanton lead. Eyes the hoop. And no good. I believe that might be her first missed free throw. Nope, she missed a couple in the first half as well. Second one on the way is good. Got the nice roll. I've got her for 13 points here in the ball game. 2:25 remaining in the third, 47-40. Riley has a step and gets it back out to Rasmussen. Three, got it. Looked good from the time she released it. She's got 17, 50-40 as Pleasanton extends that lead back to double digits. Hakey in the forecourt. Over to Tion. Wants to go to the high post, can't. Finds Rasmussen. They'll work it over to Tion. Trying to go down low, nowhere to go. Smith working on her. Now they'll glob it down there. Dale Hakey takes it in on Smith and draws the foul. Dale Hakey and Lauren Smith physical down low, and Dale Hakey will go to the line to shoot a pair. That's the third foul now, too, on Lauren Smith. With 1:51 remaining here in the quarter, and that will be a missed opportunity for Hakey. She'll have another one here. Gibsonese puts it up and in. 5 points for her this evening. Into the forecourt, Natalie Rasmussen. Lob ahead for Smith. Out top to Flood, stolen away by Tinley Rasmussen. One-on-one, crossover dribble, blocked from behind, but a foul will go on J.C. Flood. That's just her first foul of the ball game, but the fifth team foul on the Lady Bulldogs and a two-shot opportunity for Tinley Rasmussen. Puts it up and no good. Sandhills Thedford's had a number of opportunities at the line to get back into this one. They're going around the 500 mark on those opportunities. Second one is up. That one's no good. And the rebound to Pleasanton, up by 9, 50-41. Minute and a half remaining. Rasmussen lost it, but it trickles over to Flood. Riley down low, posting up, fade away from Weisdorfer, no good. And it's tipped around, controlled by Hakey. Out to Carly Hakey, ahead to Rasmussen. Tinley will hold on the wing. Down low to Dahlberg, who couldn't get it to go, but a foul down low, and I think that's going to be the fourth on Lauren Smith. Smith, really the only post-type player for Pleasanton, and right now Sandhills Thedford doing a good job of getting it down low and drawing fouls. Timeout going to be taken by Cale Anderson. 1:15 to go, third quarter, 50-41, Pleasanton in the lead. Great atmosphere here inside the gymnasium at Sandhills High School in Dunning. Pleasanton with the lead, 50-41. Sandhills Thedford with the basketball, trying to cut in that lead. They go down low. Rasmussen wide open, and Tinley puts it home. She has got 15 in the game now. Makes it a 50-43 contest. Natalie Rasmussen open, and she'll nail it for the two. She has got 19 game-high points for both teams in this one. Out to Dahlberg from the free throw line, left it short, saved in, but right into Brittany Riley. Riley runs to the forecourt, stripped away by Dahlberg. Leads it ahead to Tion. Now to Hakey. Hakey inside, back at the Tinsley Rasmussen. Three, no good. Dale Hakey, the follow up and in. She's got 7. That's the difference in the game. Pleasanton leading by 7, 52-45. Riley picks up the dribble. High post to Dixon. Out to Flood. Wanted the 3 but doesn't take it. 15 seconds to go in the third. Over to Secatera on the drive. Down to 10 seconds. Into the paint. Shot put up and in by Cadence Dixon. Down to 3 seconds. Going to have to get off a shot. Hakey stolen away. Flood will not get a shot off. And that's the end of the third quarter. Pleasanton keeping Sandhills Thedford at bay. At the end of that wild and wacky third quarter, both teams ended up scoring a total of 17 points to stay a 9-point difference, 54-45. We head to the fourth quarter. Pleasanton has led the entire game. They led by as many as 18 in the first half. It got trickled down to 9 and as little as 7 points. Actually 6 at one point by Sandhills Thedford, but Pleasanton goes to the fourth with a 9-point lead. Secatera's 3, good again. She is in double figures with 11. 9 of those in the second half, all on threes. 57-45. Down low, Dale Hakey posting up, putting it up and in. She's caught fire. But right now, Sandhills Thedford trading 2s for 3s, and Pleasanton will stay with that anytime. Flood back at the Secatera. There's been a whole bunch of different players with the 3s tonight for Pleasanton. Weisdorfer tried one there but couldn't get it to go. And now Sandhills Thedford trying to cut it down to single digits. Stepping in, Rasmussen, 18-footer, too strong. And on the weak side, taken out of there by Flood. 7:04 remaining in the game. Flood 3, got it! All her points here in the second half, 2 3-point shots, and it's 60-47. Ahead to Dale Hakey. Holds it up. Now off to Tion for Carly Hakey. Bounce down low into the paint. Hakey off to Dahlberg. Could not get it to go. Hakey the rebound, and a foul will go on Cadence Dixon or Secatera. We'll have to see here. It'll go on Secatera. That will be her fourth. So now 2 players, Lauren Smith and Tyra Secatera, with 4 fouls for Pleasanton. Free throw good by Dale Hakey. She is in double figures with 10. 60-48. So foul trouble becoming a little bit prominent here for the Lady Bulldogs. Weisdorfer also has 3. Dale Hakey has 3 for Sandhills Thedford. Tinley Rasmussen with the rebound off the missed board, and a foul will go on Cadence Dixon. and that'll be her third. So now Rasmussen will be at the line. She scored 15 in this game. 6 since halftime. Free throw good. Chance to get it back to a 10-point game. 60-49 the score. Pleasanton in the lead. Second one, no good. And the rebound and a jump ball. Flood and Hakey, and it will stay at the Sandhills Thedford end. Tion will toss it in. Carly Hakey down low to Tion. Back out to Tinsley Rasmussen. Fake the three, shoots the 14-footer, no good. Rebound Carly Hakey, or follow way off the mark, and it's taken out of there by Dixon. Gives it off to Pates. Pates to Flood. Up top, Weisdorfer working against Tinley Rasmussen. Now with it, Natalie Rasmussen. Help defense from Tinley to shut off her opportunity. Flood, and now Pleasanton eating a little bit of clock here with the weave action. Weisdorfer into the paint. Back out for Flood. Sandhills Thedford has fouls to give before putting Pleasanton on the line. 5:45 remaining. Driving down low. Pates, reverse layup, got it. Wasn't sure it was going to fall, but it finally fell. 62-49. Dale Hakey looking for someone to throw to. They get it over to Rasmussen. Tinley on the move. 5-footer up, left it short. Rebound by Weisdorfer. And a quick foul by Dahlberg. And Dahlberg will pick up her second personal. But that's only the 5th team foul, so no free throws. Pleasanton will be content on eating some clock again with 5:20 remaining and up by 13. Natalie Rasmussen into the forecourt. Flood, they play catch on the left perimeter. Lob down low, that's thrown away. Taken away by Carly Hakey, and she may have walked, she did. Wanted to throw it ahead, but had no lane. Got a little out of control. And on the turnover, it'll belong to Pleasanton. Inbounds, almost knocked away, but a foul will go on Tinsley Rasmussen. And that's just her first. She was in foul trouble all night long on Tuesday, and she's been under control much more tonight. Natalie Rasmussen gets it in to Flood. Flood looking down low, nowhere to go, so she'll pick up the dribble, and slapped away by Hakey, and a timeout going to be taken by Pleasanton. 4:56 remaining. One of these teams will advance to the district final. Right now, Pleasanton in the lead, 62-49. Quick timeout taken that time by Pleasanton coach Jordan Arnsdorf, mostly to keep possession of the ball in a tight situation. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Sandhills Thedford has 3 left in the ball game. Weisdorfer will toss in. Natalie Rasmussen up top, working against Tion, gets a screen, the ball knocked away, but into the hands of Pates. Off to Weisdorfer, and Rasmussen all over her. Now Natalie Rasmussen, shot blocked, retrieved though by Weisdorfer, and a foul. And I think that might be on the body of Dale Hakey. Let's check and see. Yes, and that's 4 on Dale Hakey. So she now becomes the first Lady Knights player with 4 fouls. 2 for Pleasanton right now. Weisdorfer free throw. No good. Rebound taken out of there by Tion. In the forecourt, high post, Dale Hakey to Tinley Rasmussen, drives the left side, lost control of it, and it's taken away by Pates. Cassidy Pates runs it into the forecourt. Looks to get rid of it, does to Dixon. Back out top to Weisdorfer with 4:15 remaining. Weisdorfer on the run. Next free throw, or next foul, puts Pleasanton, or they already are in the 1-and-1 bonus, and it will be Natalie Rasmussen at the line as that foul will go on Charlesy Tion, and that's her fourth now. Rasmussen at the line for the first time here tonight. She leads all scorers in the game with 19, make it 20. And a chance to contribute to that more as Pleasanton has opened up a 14-point advantage now at 63-49. Second one, no good, rebound, tipped out of bounds, last touch by Cadence Dixon. And Pleasanton will still put that pressure on. Nothing else to make Sandhills Thedford use time to get up across the midcourt line. Hakey lead ahead. They've got numbers. Dale Hakey down along the baseline. Gets it over to Leach, who checked in. Emily will put up the 10-footer, no good. Got her own board, then lost it as she, I think, is tied up. Yes, tied up by J.C. Flood, and it will go over to the Lady Bulldogs. Weisdorfer will throw it in. Now full court pressure by Sandhills Thedford. Ball is almost thrown away, but Flood able to get it over to Weisdorfer. Lead ahead. They've got numbers. Secretary down low, and that's it for Dale Hakey. She'll foul out of the ball game on just kind of a soft body foul and trying to chase that one down. She'll end the ball game with 10 points. Dale Hakey, just a junior. And Dahlberg back in. 3:43 remaining. Secretera's free throw is good. And she's got a dozen in the game, 10 of those since halftime, including 3 threes. Second one is good. She and Flood connecting from the outside in the second half after Rasmussen and Riley were doing it in the first half. A steal now. Secretera over to Flood, who holds it up top, Weisdorfer. She'll slow it up near the timeline, leading by 16, and a reach-in foul on Emily Leach. And Reagan Weisdorfer will go to the line. She had a game-high 22 the other night, only 8 so far tonight, but her teammates have spread out the wealth in her stead. Free throw good. And Pleasanton has opened back up a 17-point advantage. And that one no good. Rebound taken out of there by Sandhills Thedford. Feed into the forecourt, down the right side. Carly Hakey may have got away with an offensive push. Out to Rasmussen into the lane, puts it up no good, but draws the foul. We'll see who they get here. That's going to be on Weisdorfer. That'll be her fourth. 3 players now with 4 for Pleasanton, but they've managed to stay in the game to this point. Rasmussen will shoot the free throw. Up and good. 17 points in the game for the senior Tinley Rasmussen. Makes it a 66-50 contest. Makes them both. Inbounds will go to Weisdorfer. Hakey on her. Gets a screen and drives it into the forecourt. Tries to throw it off Tion. Knocked away by Hakey into the backcourt. Weisdorfer being hawked over there, and a timeout going to be taken, I believe, by Pleasanton. 3:01 remaining here in the contest. 66-51 in favor of Pleasanton. Going into this game, Pleasanton knew they could not get a wild card to the districts next week, that they had to win this one, and they have led the entire way. As many as 18, right now 15, 66-51. Sandhills Thedford has a chance at a wild card, but it's not a strong chance. It's about a 50-50 chance, and they've got to hope if they don't win this one and come back, as a double dribble is called on Rasmussen. If they don't come back in this one, they're going to have to hope that there's not a lot of upsets in D2 tonight. Ahead to Rasmussen, down low, Dahlberg up and in. Lainey Dahlberg having a big night with 14 in the game. 66-53 in full court press. Pass is thrown away, I believe. Or was it tipped? No. It was tipped. It will stay with Pleasanton with 2:38 remaining. Inbounds will go to Rasmussen. Natalie controlling in the backcourt. Double teamed ahead. They go to Dixon. Over to Weisdorfer. Clock, the friend of Pleasanton right now, up by 13 with 2:23 remaining. Weisdorfer gives off to Flood. Flood being hawked and almost knocked away by Hakey. They get over to Weisdorfer. Rasmussen on her, and now Hakey will go for the steal. And on Carly Hakey, that's going to be her third. And that will put Weisdorfer to the line. She will shoot two because both teams now are in the double bonus for the remainder of the game. Reagan Weisdorfer at the line. Free throw no good. Second one, no good. Taken out of there by Dahlberg. 2:08 remaining into the forecourt. Hakey, and she's bumped by Weisdorfer, and that's her fifth foul. That takes out one of your best ball handlers for Pleasanton, and she will foul out of this ball game with 9 points. And it will also put Carly Hakey to the free throw line to shoot two. So a chance for the Lady Knights to get some points without the clock moving. Free throw up and no good. Sandhills Thedford has missed a number of opportunities at the line here in the second half. Pleasanton has as well, but they have kept the Lady Knights at bay. Second one good. 7 points in the game for Carly Hakey. 66-54. Feed ahead for Pates and a foul on Tion, and that's it. Charles C. Tion will foul out with a total of 2 points. So that roster of 9 for Sandhills Thedford is down to 7. 5 players on the court, 2 on the bench, as both Dale Hakey and Charles C. Tion have fouled out. Pate's free throw is off the mark, no good. And a timeout taken on the court. 1:59 remaining, 66-54 in favor of Pleasanton. (66-54), Pleasanton with the lead. Cassidy Pates with an opportunity to extend that lead. Second end of the double bonus 1:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Puts it on the way and good. 5 in the ball game off the bench for Cassidy Pates. Feed ahead to Dahlberg, to Leach, now Clark. Anna had it stripped away, taken away by Rasmussen, out of bounds. It will stay with Sandhills Thedford at the 1:50 mark of this fourth quarter. And Sandhills Thedford, they're not known for their outside shooting, but they're going to have to make some threes to make up this difference. Rasmussen will drive the baseline, cut off, out to Hakey. Now over to the right side, Leach will launch a three. It's off the mark. Comes out long, though, run down by Anna Clark. Back over to Leach, the high post. Clark will launch the three. Off the heel of the iron, no good. Leach battles, gets the board, puts it up and in. Emily Leach with 4 in the game, 67-56. Flood triple teamed in the backcourt, trying to get it ahead, and a foul on Clark going for the steal. And that'll put Natalie Rasmussen to the free throw line. Again, she leads all scorers in this game with 20 points. And she'll get 2 opportunities here with 1:18 remaining and makes the first. Second one up and good. 22 in the contest. Inbounds will go to Dahlberg. 69-56. Leach in the backcourt. Feed ahead to Dahlberg. We go to 1:08 remaining. Up top, Hakey. Left side for Rasmussen. Back to Hakey. Launches the three. It's off the mark. And the rebound taken out of there by Pleasanton. Flood in the backcourt. Finds Pates down to 52 seconds to go. Lady Bulldogs looking good now, and going for the steal is Rasmussen. And a foul will be called on Tinley. And that will send to the free throw line Cassidy Pates. Pates just was there, went 1 for 2. 5 points in the game. Makes this one. Winter Minskoter will check into the game. And also Whitney Rasmussen will come into the contest now for Sandhills Thedford. Pates will hit them both. 71-56. Hakey into the forecourt. Clark will launch a three off the iron, no good. Ought to hit the top of the backboard, but they let it continue on. Hakey's three, no good. Taken out of there by Flood. Ahead to Rasmussen, and Sandhills Thedford now just going to play straight up defense and not foul. And it looks like Pleasanton will increase to 15-8 on the year and will advance to a district final as they'll await their assignment next week, and Sandhills Thedford will fall to 16-6. They are still in the hunt for a wild card in D2, and we'll have to await the results of other districts and sub-districts. And if you're a Sandhills Thedford fan, you're hoping that all the favorites win tonight, because that gives your team a better chance of possibly getting in. We're going to take a short break here, and I'll come back and tally up the final numbers for you here on Sandhills Express. score here, 71-56, as Pleasanton gets the victory here tonight. Leading the way for Pleasanton, 22 points from Natalie Rasmussen. Also in double figures, Tyra Secatera had 13 in the ball game. 10 points for Brittany Riley, 9 for Reagan Weisdorfer, 8 on the evening for J.C. Flood, 7 for Cassidy Pates, and 2 points for Cadence Dixon. And for Sandhills Thedford, they were led here tonight by Tinley Rasmussen with 18, 15 from Lainey Dahlberg, 10 points in double figures for Dale Hakey, then 7 for Carly Hakey, 4 points on the evening for Emily Leach, and 2 for Charles C. Tion. Again, the final score, 71-56. Sandhills Thedford may have wrapped up their season, but they are going to wait for the wild card. They'll go to 16-6, while Pleasanton improves to 15-8. They know that they will play in a district championship next Friday, and of course their opponent will be determined after all of the action is completed throughout the sub-districts tonight. Again, we want to say thanks to all the fine sponsors who brought you this special video broadcast on the Sandhills Express of YouTube and Facebook pages, as well as KBBN Sports Twitter page. We say thank you to Moline Seed and Fence, Broken Bow Livestock, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, Insurance of the Heartland, Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers, Agland ATV, Nebraska State Bank, Lines Appliance in Broken Bow, Mead Lumber, Palmer Monument, the Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Del Montiger and Tim Wright, your Culligan dealers, Grocery Cart. Also, special thanks to Bubba's Smoke Shack of Pleasanton, Pleasanton Livestock Service, Security First Bank in Thedford, the Spur in Dunning, BD of Broken Bow, the Sandhills Public School, Consolidated, Crossroads Auto Repair Specialists, Healing Hearts and Families, and Midwest Partitions. For videographer Grant Winterer, I'm Larry Cotner saying thank you for tuning in to the special video broadcast tonight on Sandhills Express. Once again, your final score, Pleasanton 71, Sandhills Thedford 56.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a 3-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Bay at the buzzer, hits the 3, nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long 3, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed. Out to Connell, deep 3. Wow. Hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Oh, hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhills Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3. Got it. His 3rd from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan.
Ryan, nice post move, lays it up and in and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.